everyone. Hello. So, monosodium glutamate, butylated hydroxyanisole, sodium benzoate, perfluorinated chemicals. What do all these have in common? These are all harmful chemicals found in the fast food that so many of us eat. Basically, fast food is bad. Today, I hope to show you that the fast food industry needs to be regulated and regulated now. Through my research, I am convinced that if the federal government doesn't step in now, the American people will continue to suffer severe health issues, which have led to also economic issues, and all at the hands of the consumption of fast food, our beloved fast food.
Excellent.
Yes, please. First, you can click because it has those transitions. First, I want to start by showing you a quick 2-minute video about the effects of fast food on the body. Let's take a look.
But I'm going to show you guys magic wall animation. You all may remember in not feeling good about yourself.
Wait, Troy, it's
So
not.
what happened
Oh, it's not
when
showing on the screen.
Oh, that's bad.
What is that?
I think
Right in here?
you can probably click
Oh, what's
Windows
happening?
and P.
magic wall
Nope,
animation?
not showing.
Troy, click Windows P and then select duplicate.
System doesn't work. Oh.
All right. There. Is that it down there? Okay, maybe try now.
Click on the
Videos.
Oh, here it is.
Fast food hill. Well, something very simple. The contents enter your stomach, and I'm going to circle some of these contents that I call some of the killer contents of food. Sodium. These are fat molecules. These are refined sugar molecules. No big deal, right? Well, it is a big deal because when they hit your stomach, good things start happening, believe it or not. That's that dopamine release in your brain because dopamine and serotonin are going wild. You feel great. Oh my gosh, this tastes wonderful. It does, right? For the first few minutes. But things are also going on inside your body that aren't so great. Your pancreas is secreting more and more insulin to deal with that massive sugar overload from the fries, from the white bun, from the soda. Insulin does one thing, it drives sugar into cells, but it does something else. It tells your body to store fat. Why else would you have eaten a meal that big and that many calories unless you're about to go into hibernation? That's what you do when you hibernate. You grow a big belly. That fat that you see here, those fat cells actually grow in size. They start to secrete even more toxic substances, leading to heart disease, diabetes, and so many other things. All that sodium causes your blood pressure to go up, so your heart's beating twice as fast against twice as much resistance. And in your brain, you no longer are releasing dopamine, but instead, your brain is signaling you to release cortisol. Cortisol is a chronic stress hormone that ironically tells you to store even more fat. And last, but certainly not least, what isn't going on in my brain right now? I'm 30 minutes after my meal. There's no more dopamine. There's no more serotonin. I'm lethargic. I feel unhappy. I don't feel good about myself. And that is why when you first eat a fast food meal, you feel great. And 30 minutes later, you feel terrible.
Stop.
Kim.
Yeah. All right, so some pretty interesting stuff, right?
Yes.
I thought so too when I saw that. As we saw in the video, fast food can make you gain weight rapidly, which can lead to obesity. So that leads me to my next point. Keep going. Next slide, please. Obesity is an epidemic. The definition of epidemic, it's a widespread occurrence of an infectious disease in a community at a particular time. Obesity percentages have doubled since 1960. Currently, 78 million adults and 13 million children struggle with obesity. That equates to 30% of our population. That, to me, sounds like an epidemic. Let's go to the next slide. So let's look at how the US compares to the rest of the world in terms of obesity. We can see that the #1 obese country is the US. So not only do we lead in other things such as our money and our power, we also lead in our weight. So I guess, hey, go all the way, go big or go home, right? And then we see Korea is the least obese country.
That would be north.
is not surprising though, because based on my research and studies, the US is also the #1 consumer of fast food. Well, I mean, fast food was pretty much originated here in the US, so it's not really surprising. But since we've created this issue, we should also be able to regulate it. Next slide, please. So just continuing and finalizing on this topic, fast food has the chemicals and fat content that then leads to obesity, which by the way is a body mass index greater than 30. And that can lead to poor health and things such as death or even low quality of life. Just to tell you a quick little story, if anyone knows Caribbean people, which I'm from a Jamaican family background, they're very blunt and very open and say what's on their mind. One of my childhood friends, she used to be a chunky girl, as we would say. She used to be kind of chunky, and then as years passed, she got really thin and worked out and such. And so one of my aunts, Aunt Dottie, she hadn't seen this person in a while. And when she came around after 10 years later, she was really skinny, and she said, "Oh my gosh, Nataki, before you were like this, now you're like this." And so to me, that talks to the low quality of life when you have, those issues with weight and such like that, which can be caused by fast food. And bringing me to the point of, the leading causes of death. The American Heart Association publishes the top 10 leading causes of death. And in this recent report, you can see heart disease is #1, with cancer, diabetes, and stroke included. Guess what? A lot of these things, the basis for this, a lot of it is obesity, which kind of leads back to fast food. So these numbers aren't going down. They're continuing to rise. These have been the case for a while now. So when is the government going to step up and take a stance on this and start regulating the fast food industry so that we can start getting healthy again? Oh, next. No, that's good. And so not only does obesity impact our health, our physical and mental being, it also impacts the economy. As you can see this study here back in 2014, $1.42 trillion was spent on healthcare related to obesity, issues related to obesity, such as asthma, chronic back pain, and heart disease. So it's a very pervasive issue. And the only way to fight such a pervasive and widespread issue is to regulate it. The things that we've been doing now are not working. Putting calorie signs on, on what we buy is not deterring people from eating it. So I think more drastic measures need to be taken, and we need to regulate the fast food industry. And that takes me to my next point. Some people may say, well, I don't want, the government telling me what I can and cannot eat. However, the government has a responsibility, to take care of its people. This is based on some studies that I've done. This is pulled from, one of the studies that I've read, and it's saying, two of the main things that the government should be doing is protecting and general welfare of the citizens. To me, that includes the general health of the people. Like I said, this is a widespread issue. It's impacting the economy. It's impacting the quality of life of people, the labor market. As people get sick with these things, it's just a devastation to our economy. So I think it really, truly is the government's responsibility to kind of take a little bit more ownership here and step in. So in summary, fast food is bad. It causes obesity, creates major health issues, causes economic decline, and it truly is the government's responsibility to protect the welfare of the citizens and the future of our nation. So again, regulation can protect future generations. I plan to be for it whenever these things come out, and I implore you all to do as well. Any questions? Yeah?
So how do you propose well, there's two questions. How do you propose the government tells you not to eat fast food, to regulate it, and what do you think about somebody's personal responsibility and what they're actually putting in their mouth?
Well, I think the government should start by not necessarily telling you, the person, to not eat it, but I think they should really regulate these fast food industries. I think that they should force them or make them pay for all these harmful chemicals that they're putting in the food. That's like, creating our children to be obese and growing up in just being unhealthy. So I think it starts there, where they just step in and, tell these fast food industries, hey, you cannot put this stuff in your product and you cannot sell this to the people like this. And then to your other question of personal responsibility, that's always there, but like I said, we're trying that now, and it's not working, and things are only getting worse based on what I can see. So, like I said, drastic measures at this point I think need to be taken. Yes.
One question. What do you think? Is it the quality of the fast food or the quantity of the fast food that's the problem? Because
Both. In the beginning when I started, those chemicals, that to me speaks to the quality. So for me, I don't want any of that in my body. I don't care if it's 1 hamburger or 50 hamburgers. When you do the research behind some of those chemicals, they are very harmful. So for me, I would say it's both, but it really starts with quality. And the quality of fast food today, why else do you think that you get a cheeseburger for 99 cents? That to me doesn't make sense. That's meat. So where are they getting this meat from? You're paying 99 cents. So to me, it's a quality issue.
Anything else? All right, let's give her a hand.
All right, thank you.
All right.